All of you in this room, I have good news for you. You are not a mistake. You are not a biological accident. You are not a cultural nuisance. You came to this earth because there's something the earth needed that God hid inside of you. You've not been taught this. What I'm teaching you, your parents never taught you. And that's why you're struggling to pay light bills and water bills and trying to get along in life, because they actually taught you not to find your value. Your gift is the source of your value. You were brought to this planet, sent here by a greater power to deliver something that we need. And God created everything with gifts. In other words, you are a package sent to earth to deliver a gift to your generation. You are obligated to us. You owe me what you are carrying. Everything in creation was created with a gift. Everything. It took me 30 years to make that one statement. Research, experience, my own life, studying creation itself. God created nothing without a gift in it. Secondly, a gift is the inherent capacity to fulfill a function that meets a need in creation. Every word is important here. Inherent means no one can give this to you. You came with this. A gift is an inherent capacity which was put in the thing to fulfill a function. And the gift that you carry to fulfill the function is to meet the needs of something else in creation. This is very important. You didn't come to earth for yourself, and what you are carrying is not for you. Education is not a gift. That's why you can go to college and get a PhD and still be broke. So make a note of this. A gift can never be learned. It can only be refined. You can actually go to school and spend a lot of money going through all kinds of universities and never refine your gift because you took the wrong courses. Most people, God forbid, went to college and studied the wrong thing because your decision to choose a certain area of study was motivated more by economic potential than personal fulfillment. And so now you got the money, but you are depressed because you are not fulfilling your gift. Do not go to school, young people, to find a gift. Single woman, I promise you, you'll never find your gift in education. No prophecy can give you a gift. A prophecy may stir it up. It's inherent. Write this point down, please. The gift is the source of value to the created thing. I'm glad you're here, because if you understand this, you won't follow the crowd. Let me say it again. Your gift is the source of your value. Your value comes from your gift. So if you never find your gift, you will never be valuable to us. And your value determines how much you make in life. You get paid for the value you bring to the earth. Whatever gives you value is the source of your wealth. This session is probably one of the most important sessions in your life because you are still stuck looking for a job. The employment destroys your gift. It stops you even from thinking about it. Forgive me, but that's just what I believe. If you study all of our culture, all of our cultures, look at our cultures, they are built on employment. When you go to school and you sit in a classroom, the teacher never asks you, what do you think your gift is? They never ask you that. In high school, you ran through all of high school, and they didn't ask you about your gift. They ask you what career you want to go into. See, your career is not your gift. And you normally go for a career that promises you prosperity. And so here you are, well educated, trained, and still trying to pay a phone bill. We have been damaged greatly by our culture. We've been damaged greatly by our society. We've been damaged greatly by our educational systems because they have actually been conditioning us to believe that we are only here to find a job, pay some bills, and die. Matter of fact, everything your parents tell you has to do with a job. And so we are conditioned just to get an education, to get a job, and then work in a place we hate for 45 years. And then they give us a clock to go home with, to sit in a rocking chair to watch the rest of our time fade away. This is what they call retirement. Retirement. I was thinking the other day about the word retirement. It means you're tired. So you are retired, double tiredness. You will never become what you could be until you become angry with what you are. Anger brings change. People say that God is love, but the Bible says God also hates things. The great King David wrote 7 things God hates. Solomon wrote 14 of them. What do you hate? You can't love everything. Your life is defined by what you hate. Can you write that down right now? Your hatred decides your future. Whatever you don't hate, you allow. And whatever you allow, you will never change. So how does this relate to your gift? I want to give you an answer. Whatever you were created to become, you possess now. This is a divine principle. Whatever you were created to become, you possess it now. In other words, whatever you were born to do is not ahead of you. It's within you. Because whatever you were destined to become, God has prepared you with it.
Hello. Hello, good evening. If you can, good evening. Welcome to Daily Market Outlook with Great White FX. If you can hear me, please, can you type in yes? If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please, can you type in yes? If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please, can you type in yes? Okay. Okay, so welcome. So before we start, I'll invite you to go through this to find out what you're about to go into. This is my Telegram handle. This is my Twitter handle. On my Twitter page, you'll find access to my YouTube channel. And from the Twitter page, you can also, because every day I post my chat setup on Instagram. So from the Twitter page, you can also go to my Instagram page. And on the excuse me, on the Instagram page, you have the link to my free channel there. So the link to the free channel is on the Instagram page, while the link to the YouTube video, now this video, if you wish to watch it, is on the Twitter handle page. So the Twitter handle is very, very vital. It's very vital. So you could follow, place a notification so that when a new video or I post anything, you get an update. So that aside, let's start off with our chat for today. So basically, most of the charts have been updated. I've worked on most of the charts. So looking at the dollar index, if you watched the charts yesterday, I said that with this move now, what we might see is a breakout and retest of this 98.93. As long as price stays above here, there is a greater possibility that the dollar might still gain strength. But that is under a high probability. That is under a little bit of a high probability. Comment. Let me load something. Then I forgot we need to check our Forex Factory so that we get an idea of any possible high impact news scheduled for tomorrow being the 4th. So let's see, tomorrow being the 4th, Wednesday. Let's see, by 2:30, that's 2:30 a.m. GMT time, we have Aussie dollar, the gross domestic product. Then by 1:30 tomorrow, Canadian, we have trade balance. Then 2:15 inflation report hearing for British pound. Then 3 p.m. this is a high impact news, the BOC rate news. So you need to be aware of that for those of you that trade card denominated pairs. So that aside, we go back to our chart. So looking at the US. So as long as price stays above 98.93, you might see a bounce, because this might just be a break, retest, and a move up. But a close back below this level tomorrow to signal dollar weakness. And then you must be aware that the non-farm payroll is coming out on Friday. So most times, those that have been buying the dollar, they've been buying it since, they might start taking profit to buy back when the news comes out. So you just need to be careful with this pair for now. The next pair we'll be looking at is gold. Looking at gold, yesterday, gold has been ranging since last week, Friday. Here, if you look at this from the daily and see, for like greater Thursday and I think Friday and Monday, it was just ranging below here after giving this what looks like an evening star formation. But if you go back down to this time frame, what it did, that gold has broken above. This was the range area. You can see it's broken to the top side. That's 1534.54. So now the deal is gold is in a zone, but there exists the potential, as long as it has gone above this level, what you might just see is a bit of a pullback. A pullback might either be to I'm coming. Let me make this a little bit darker. Like this, a little bit darker so that I can see it clearly. These are either of the two levels the pullback might come to. As the first one might be 1539.68. It may hold as support to push gold higher, or 1534.54. So either of these levels may act as a support. But if gold goes back below 1534.54, then we might see move down to test this trend line. So that is it for gold. The next one we'll be looking at is USD CHF. We're looking at the USD CHF. USD CHF rallied into this big zone here. As you can see, price is pulling away from that zone, which means that we might see further weakness. So what we may see tomorrow is a bit of a pullback. If it pulls back, let's see how this pair closed off on the daily. USD CHF, let's see how it closed off on the daily. You can see this is an evening star formation. This is an evening star formation of the daily, which points to you might see a little weakness. So you might expect two things, either a little pullback or a straight drop into this area. A straight drop into this area. So that's it for the USD CHF. It might have a bit of weakness on that pair tomorrow. So the next pair I'll be looking at is Euro USD. Looking at the Euro USD from the daily view, it has closed as a hammer, and this is a very long wick hammer. So what's the game plan for the Euro USD? Well, there's a possibility that price may come down to use this 1.0963 as support. You might see, or it may drop a bit, but this is the game plan. As long as price stays, long as you have price above 1.0931, there is the potential that you might see price coming to test this level or this high. Or if we move a little bit to the left, because this level here, this 1.1, there's a swing low there on. If I keep moving a bit back, there's a swing low there. Let me go back to the daily. It's clearer on the daily. There's a level here. Well, it's not a swing low, it's just a level. But this is, so that means this area might be taken out, might be respected, but this one is of higher importance than any other one. So go back to our 4-hour time frame. So we might be looking at price rallying up hard to this area. That's to 1.1027. So you might see a possibility of a pullback and then you move higher. Then next what we're looking at is a Euro GBP. The Euro GBP straight up. This is what you might call a bull trap. The bull trap was played out today. Price has closed back below 1.9100. They couldn't sustain the move above it. So which means most likely you might see price try to retest this area. As long as it stays below this area, you might see it take out this low. You might see it take out this low. It might be dropping down to either this level or this level. So that's just the possibility on this pair. So for now, this is a trap. This looks like a bull trap. So the next pair we're looking at is the GBP USD. So the GBP USD, if you ask me why, I would say there was a bear trap on this pair as well. There was a bear trap, the GBP USD. If you look at it from the daily point of view, it's clearly seen on the daily point of view. If you look to your left, because like I always say, you need to look left to be right. You need to look left to be right. You see this swing low here? You see from here, price moved up. Then what happened today? Price just, do you see it spiked below it, took out all stops here and all stops below here and spiked back up. So now where price is currently is at this level. So what you might see tomorrow is you might see a bit of a pullback before the continuation up. And if it is to continue up, the question is, it might just spike to any of these levels there, because all these levels are pretty much important. It can spike down to just any of them before it continues the move up. So if you ask me, the best bet is just to wait for it, because it might spike up straight, run into this previous trend line and drop, or may drop a bit to either of these four levels here, either of them. Then after that, then price may just continue the move up. So can't actually say, but that's just the possible game plan of this bet. The best bet is just to wait for it. Just need to wait for it. That's why you must always have your trade planned out. You must always have your trade planned out. When your trade is planned out, it makes it easier for you to execute. And then apart from planning your trade, you must have the confidence and belief in yourself to follow the plan that you've drawn out. So that's just a possible scenario tomorrow. Then the next part we're looking at is the GBP-CHF. The GBP-CHF, well, it has gone below this level now. That's the storyline. If it stays below this level, that's this zone here. Let me shade it so that we can see it clearly. That's this area here. Yep. If it stays below this zone, there's a potential it might come down to test here. If this area is taken out, it may drop lower. But it close above this zone and retest. If it holds that support, you might see price run up into this zone again. So that's just it for this pair. That's just it for this pair. Let's see how it closed off on the daily. Long lower wick, but the daily 13 moving average is still giving it a bit of a challenge. So, and that is probably what is at this area now. So the next pair will be going over to the USD JPY. Nothing significant on this pair. This pair is just still ranging. Nothing significant. There's just nothing significant. It's just still ranging. So I wouldn't waste my time here. The next pair I'll be looking at is the Euro Yen. This pair is synonymous with traps if you understand his movement. It has broken below this level. You can see I said it will break. It has done the retest on a smaller time frame, but it needs to do it now on the 4 hour. And this is where the storyline comes in. It may pull back in here, drop a bit, and pull back up. I'm always wary of prices at such significant lows. So if we go, let's see how that low we're looking at, where is it coming from? The low we're looking at, where is it coming from? So let's see, Euro Yen. The low we're looking at, that's this low here. Where is it? Well, the thing with this Euro Yen is that there are several lows here. What's that low? 116.45. So say it's just somewhere here. Somewhere here. So now the question is, it might pull back and drop lower. At such significant lows, most times that's where there's always a trap set up for people. So we just need to watch it. If it pulls in here and rejects, then you might see a move lower on this pair. The next pair we're looking at is pound yen. Looking at the pound yen, price bounced off this area here now. The same thing now with the GBP CHF. This is the buffer zone. If it moves above it, holds our support, it is going to move here. But if it stays below here, then you may see price come down to test this area. But I will be cautious on trying to sell any GBP pair. Why? Because the Euro GBP is showing signs that it may lose a bit of strength tomorrow. Except the move today was a trap. If the move today on the Euro GBP is not a trap, then you might see continuation of that weakness tomorrow. And once that happens, the GBP pairs will most likely show strength tomorrow as well. So the next pair we're looking at is the AUD USD. I'm looking at the AUD USD, it spiked into this area. That's the lower range. I've been talking about it. And then spiked up. So if we look at this pair, let's see how this pair closed off on the daily. The daily close might be interesting. Daily close, you know, it has that's a good daily close. That's a pretty good daily close. This is a bullish engulfing. And not only did it close bullish, it closed above the daily 13 moving average, which is also a bullish sign. So, but you should also remember that it has GDP news by 2:30 a.m. GMT. So what most likely is happening is that those that have been selling, they started taking profit. So once they start taking profit, most often than not, the price will start going in the opposite direction. So now, for this pair, he has a trend line and this zone. Well, it will be bullish once he gets a good close above 68, 68.98. So any of these levels can still cap it and bring it back down. But the move today points to the possibility of a little bit of strength, probably towards this area. Because if you look at this pair from the weekly, If you look at this pair from the weekly, price has been within this single weekly candle. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. For 4 weeks, this has just been the range. So that's just the storyline on this pair. The next pair we're looking at is the Euro AUD. If you look at the Euro AUD, it seems to have found a bit of this prior swing high. It's acting as support. So you might see price pull back a bit. As long as it doesn't close above 1.60, 1.6311, then there's a possibility that you may see further drop on this pair. That's just it. Let's see how the daily close on this Euro AUD is looking like. Well, has broken this range, so that means most likely no, it is not daily, it is weekly. You see, so what you might just see is a bit of a break, a pullback, and a drop further, or it might just drop continuously. But if you're looking at it on the daily, there's something here. There's something I'm picking up at this point and this point. So that's why he's having. So you might just see him pull up into this area before dropping further down. That's just it for this pair. The next pair we're looking at is the GBP AUD. So looking at this one, to see that this trend line has been broken. So he might try to pull back this trend line at this area. The thing with this pair is that it has a lot of zones waiting for him. So on this pair, I'll just be a bit careful, or I might just ignore it. If you ask me, I might just let it go. So the next pair we're looking at is the USD card. Looking at the USD card is still looking bullish. But where it is now, you see a big bearish engulfing out of this zone noted here. So now this is the storyline. As long as price stays below 1.3881, there's a potential it might still drop lower to test this trend line or this area. But a move back above here, you see it move higher. So that is just basically it for today. I thank you all for taking your time out. The link for this video will be posted on the YouTube channel. So you could go to YouTube to get the link. And the charts will be posted up to the Telegram group for those of you already in the Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group, this is my Telegram handle. You send me a message and I will send the link to you. And also don't forget, we are also having our training. Registration for the 6 weeks training is still up. Registration for the 6 weeks training is still up. For those of you that have not taken advantage of it, it is your opportunity to take advantage of it. You could send me a message to find out what it will, when, because it will most likely start soon. So there's a flyer for it. The registration is still ongoing. So these are some of the things you would learn from signing up. This is my phone number. This is my Telegram handle. And this is my Facebook, Twitter handle here. So if you've not signed up, I would advise you sign up. It will be for your own benefit and it will give you a lot of edge. Because if you look at my chart, there is no single indicator on my chart. There is no single indicator. I do not trade with indicators. And I'm not dependent on anybody. I do not foster a situation whereby you're dependent on anything or anybody. You're supposed to be able to learn how to trade for yourself, by yourself, and for your children that you might not see. And also to be able to impact the lives of others. So if you want to learn more, you could hit me up and I would put you through and what it will take. The 6 week, the second class training, because this is the second registration for the second class. The first class will soon be ending up in the next week or so, and registration for the second class is already started. Spaces are for only 25 students. I have few people have started registering, but only 25 students are available. So make haste while the sun shines. So I thank you all for taking your time to come around. and wish you all a beautiful trading day and a beautiful night's sleep ahead. Thank you.